Thankfully, though, no one was inside. Now, a passerby who just happened to be driving on Whitaker Lane here was a volunteer firefighter in another area. They saw the flames and called it in around 3 this morning. We're told the person who used to live here has since moved out, but some of their stuff is still inside that house. Firefighters were able to make contact with that person. Firefighters did mention they had to shuttle water from a couple miles down the road, but once they took care of that, they were able to get everything under control here on Whitaker Lane. And we're also told this fire is currently under investigation. We're covering the news live in Montgomery County from the LEXCT Mobile Newsroom. Back to you.
Tiffany Jackson. Tiffany, thank you. Now to some news overnight. Investigators trying to figure out the cause of a fire here in Lexington. Crews were called out just before 1 this morning to the 3700 block of Camelot Drive, right near Wilson Downing. They say it was a small fire contained to the balcony of a second-story apartment and caused just minor damage. One person was home at the time, but we're told they are okay. The fire department's arson investigator is handling the case. 6:03, and it could be weeks or even months before 5 animals that were rescued from horrid conditions at a house in Clark County are healthy enough to go home from the Clark County Animal Shelter. LEX 18's Claire Kopsky is live in our studio with more on this developing story.
Claire, the Clark County Animal Shelter calls it the worst case of neglect in its history. Animals so starved, dehydrated, and weak they could barely stand. Shelter officials found the animals on Saturday after a tip from a concerned neighbor on Linden Avenue in Winchester. The owners of the animals are reportedly cooperating with investigators, but we're told it could be weeks or even months before the 4 dogs and 1 cat are ready to leave the shelter.
If they had been left there through the weekend, it's likely that for at least a couple of them, we would have been recovering remains, not animals.
The director of the shelter says it will take a lot of time and resources to get the animals back to health. Any donations in the form of money or supplies are welcome. Claire, back to you.
All right, at 6:04 now, and new this morning on Sunrise, a Lexington man is in jail accused of threatening another man's life. Travis Case was arrested yesterday afternoon just after 2:30. An arrest citation says that on August 6th, Case held a gun to William Beatty's head and told him he was going to kill him. Beatty says he had people over that night when Case accused him of having sex with the mother of his child. Case allegedly pointed the gun at Beatty while holding him down on the floor by his neck. He now faces several charges, including wanton endangerment. 6:05 now, and the disappearance of Crystal Rogers, the Bardstown mother of 5, remains one of the most captivating unsolved cases in Kentucky. And now Crystal's mother says she has renewed hope thanks to national attention. Sherry Ballard says a 6-part series about Crystal's disappearance on Oxygen is shining new light on the case, including new leads about where to search. Rogers was last seen in July of 2015. Her car later found on the Bluegrass Parkway. Sherry Ballard says she believes in her heart there are more people out there who know something.
They see, this on national TV and know that my daughter's missing and we're still looking, then that may throw up some red flags.
Sherry says Team Crystal will be following up on the new leads in the next few weeks. And if you have any information regarding the disappearance of Crystal Rogers, contact the Nelson County Sheriff's Department. That number there on your screen, it's 502-348-1840. New this morning on Sunrise, the search continues for a man missing in Carter County. Authorities say they have no solid leads on the whereabouts of Richard Lee, who now has been missing for more than 24 hours. He was last spotted at the marina at Grayson Lake. Both helicopters and search dogs were called in to help, and more crews were called out yesterday afternoon. Lee is 62 years old, has dementia, and is nonverbal. His picture here is on your screen. Crews are concerned about the effects of dehydration and weather conditions. Lee was last seen wearing a blue cotton shorts, a tan t-shirt, and camouflage hat. If you think you've seen him, call 911. Lexington police are looking for a man allegedly involved in different crimes not too far from one another, both happening right near our station yesterday. Officers say it all started around 10:30 yesterday morning at the Walmart parking lot off Russell Cave Road and New Circle Road when a woman was robbed, then cut with a knife. She is okay, but the man who did it ran off. Then about an hour later, another call was made from the same general area, this time for an attempted kidnapping. Police say a woman in a parking lot across from Lexmark when a man approached her and said something about trying to kidnap her. That woman fought him off. And once again, the man ran away.
We have been gathering some evidence from our forensics folks, and we do believe we've gathered some video in the area that is that same individual.
Police say at one point they thought they found the suspect, but it ended up just being a man with a similar description. So the man they're looking for is still on the run this morning. Police say all they have to go on so far is that he's a tall, thin black man who has a distinct salt and pepper beard. Not enough signatures. People pushing to get the Fayette County Public School safety tax on the November ballot say they fell short of their goal, and now the deadline has passed. The 5-cent property tax is estimated to bring in $13.5 million. The average homeowner would pay just about $88 more per year. Organizers say they got roughly 11,000 signatures but needed 14,000. The deadline was 4 o'clock yesterday afternoon. Your time now is 6:08. Let's cover your world this morning on Sunrise, and all eyes are on the Gulf Coast as Tropical Storm Gordon made landfall overnight, already turning deadly. Authorities in Pensacola, Florida say heavy winds toppled a tree onto a mobile home, killing a child. States of emergency are in effect for Louisiana, Mississippi, and Alabama. Right now, hundreds of members of the National Guard in Louisiana are on standby. And if you are planning to travel to the Gulf Coast in the next few days, check your plans. Some airlines have warned of delays and flight cancellations. And in Japan, a powerful typhoon ripped through the western part of that country early this morning, leaving a trail of destruction in its path. At least 11 people are dead, hundreds more injured, in what's being called the most powerful typhoon to hit Japan in nearly 25 years. This morning, rescue workers began evacuating people trapped at a major airport in Osaka, and evacuation orders are in place for more than 1 million people. The storm brought widespread flooding and winds of up to 130 miles per hour. Police in Egypt have arrested a man after an alleged botched attack on the U.S. Embassy in Cairo. A 24-year-old man attempted to use chemicals in a hostile attack yesterday, but the chemicals in his back pocket caught fire. He was later arrested and admitted to wanting to do harm. Cairo police say the man has extremist ideology. No one at the U.S. Embassy was hurt. The embassy is back open this morning. Cincinnati police are investigating one of their own after an officer tased an 11-year-old girl. This happened while an officer was working off-duty at a grocery store last month. Body cam video shows the officer did not warn 11-year-old Denisha Gowdy before deploying the taser. He can also be heard telling her, quote, "This is why there's not grocery stores in the black community," end quote. Cincinnati police policy does allow someone who's between the age of 7